getting into mysticism. It's always an interesting one. So, Lilith, mother of demons. Okay, so the concept around Lilith, here it was that she was the first wife of Adam, that she did not submit to Adam in either a sexual or physical way, where she wanted to be either equals or superior to Adam. We find that in Genesis 27, at least that's what they claim. Genesis 1:27. And Genesis 2, verse 22 is when we see creation of woman again. Now, if you were in our last section that we covered, which was creation, you would know that was Hebrew parallelism that they were using. That Genesis 1 is an overview of creation overall, and Genesis 2 is then a zoom up on human creation and the details around the garden. So, that was day 6 that we saw humans created. That's where they get the idea of Lilith, because you got one that says that women and men were created the same time on the 6th day in Genesis 1 chapter 27, and then you've got again in Genesis 2 verse 22 Eve being created from the rib of man. Where do we find Lilith coming into this? Now, she's got a big following now, definitely due to feminism. She's become a big symbol of feminism because of the concept of her rebelling against masculinity at the very beginning. She has become a big sort of symbol for feminists to push upon the rest of us. So, but where does she come from? So other than that little concept in Genesis, which we've already covered beforehand, which is just restating in detail the creation of humanity, and that there really isn't a discrepancy there. We find the rest of her story coming from Jewish mysticism. It comes out of the Babylonian Talmud, 3rd to 5th century AD. Is where we're getting this from. And there's references to her, at least in some form or another, through... I mean, she follows a very similar trait to succubus or to others like that. Basically, after she rebels against Adam, she leaves the garden and becomes a demon, and then has demon children. That is very similar to a lot of stories in Assyrian and Babylonian mythology. It really looks like it might have come from that as the roots for this. And for some reason it worked its way into Jewish mysticism. So Lilith, starting as a human, turning into a demon. Is there reference for that in Christianity? The answer is really no. What is a demon itself? What is that? Is it a creature? Is it real? Is it fake? Is it ideas spawned from the minds of weak men? No, that... The concept of demon in Christian belief is a fallen angel. That's basically it. It is just another name for a fallen angel. Yet it may, we know that angels do not have sex. They don't reproduce that way. They are not born as children. They exist as spiritual beings. As such, as demons also would then be the same. They would exist as spiritual beings. Occasionally can take physical form as angels can as well. So they still have those aspects that of their before fallen nature. So the question is, could a human become a demon? No, a human can be demon possessed. A human can have demonic characteristics. But at no point did a human ever become a demon itself. Humans get tortured by demons, but no, at no time do they ever become demons themselves, nor do they have demon children, according to Christian belief. So, the very fact that demons are just fallen angels, I say just very broadly, though. Angels are quite powerful beings. So, Genesis 1:27 states the creation of man and woman at the same time. Genesis 2, verse 22 states the creation of woman after man. In context, they are actually just restating the same event. There's really no difference in that. And Lilith is just taken from Assyrian and biblical Assyrian myths and Babylonian myths. Nothing from Christian or Jewish beliefs originally. They are others that have been formed and changed into what we currently believe about her, at least the concept of her in common culture at this point. So thank you guys so much for joining us. And I will leave you with that one there.